the speaker will have the floor for 30 to 1 hours, and after the presentation, we will conduct a discussion. If you have any question during the general lecture, please type them into the chat window. We will address them during the Q&A. We suggest you to make sure that the audio is mute and to avoid background noises that may distract you from listening to the webinar. By the end of our time today, we hope you get a much clearer understanding of the topic given. And the Honorable, Mr. Purana Indrawan, Head of Industrial Management Study Program, College of Vocational Studies, IPB University, and Industrial Management Lecturers, summer course committees, and all participants. My name is Randy Rawan. I will be responsible for hosting this general lecture held by College of Vocational Studies, IPB University. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in having welcoming speech from Head of Industrial Management Study Program to Mr. Insinyur Purana Indrawan. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Suhendi. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon and good morning for the people in other countries. Welcome to the online class of Summer Course and Industrial Management Department, Implementation of Internet of Things, IoT in Agricultural Fields. This online class is part of the Summer Course program hosted by College of Vocational Studies, IPB University. We appreciate you taking time of your busy schedule to join us today to Professor Dr. Insinyur Kundang Boros Minar, Master of Science, Blessed Diary team, who will give a practical online class, lecturers who come to this event, all of Summer Course Committee participant, and all industrial management students. Ladies and gentlemen, the agricultural sector has been designed strategy focused on the management of ecosystem resource. This management associated with course and the promotion of sustainable growth of agricultural communities. During the COVID-19 pandemic and post-pandemic era, the behavior and pattern of agricultural production have changed enormously. Labor shortage and supply chain interruption cause trouble to agricultural operation. Furthermore, how the tasks of smart agriculture are affected by the COVID-19 pandemic is of concern. The approach allowed the configuration, planning, and implementation of technology strategies for the agricultural sector, impacting in a positive way, generating higher production level and intensive production cycle to strengthen the smallholder farmers. One important thing which becomes our focus in adoption of technology encompass high technology solutions such as food agriculture and biotech, health wellness and biomedicine, smart device and robotic and mechatronic, digital IoT and embedded technology. It is also underpinned by the idea of sustainable intensification, offering concepts that are in line with sustainable food production and better agricultural system. Many smallholder farmers need to be supported in realizing their commercial farming ambition, particularly to more innovation collective action model that combine the strength of the public and private sector. I encourage you to use this opportunity to establish a common understanding of the issue at hand to initiate activity in line with effective strategy for the implementation of higher vocational education. Thank you for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Mr. Insinyur Purana Indrawan for the welcoming speech. And ladies and gentlemen, before we are moving on, we want to take a documentation. So would you be willing to turn on the camera, please? And don't forget to give your best smile so we can get the best documentation. Okay, for the slide one, I will take the picture. Okay, we continue to slide 2. Okay, we continue to slide 3. Okay. And for the last, we continue to slide 4. Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you for willing to open your camera. And moving right along, it is now to my pleasure to introduce Madam Anissa. Madam Anissa is a moderator of our session. Yeah, she is a lecturer in Industrial Management Program of College Vocational Studies of IPB University. And for the CV, his experience, for the educational program, have Magister Environment, Mental Technology and Management in ITB, and have Bachelor in Agro-Industry Technology in IPB University. And for the research experience, her was designing of dairy cattle productivity database at KPS NAP Cianjur. And for the position in institution, she has Secretary of Industrial Management Study Program at vocational school, and then continue with, and then student counselor and discipline. And for the workshop seminar, she was webinar research and in industrial engineering and management in 2020. And for the international vocational education seminar, and the last in 2018, she was the national workshop in implementation of lean management strategy. Okay, for the Madam Anissa, I give the floor to you as moderator.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Suhendi, Mr. Suhendi Irawan for the introduction. Mohon izin Pak Purana. Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon to all the participants. Ladies and gentlemen, firstly, let me introduce myself. My name is Anissa Kartinawati, and I am as the moderator of today's webinar. And I would like to welcome all of you to this industrial management webinar series. And the topic of general lecture is implementation of Internet of Things, IoT, in agricultural field. And for the general lecture, we have with us here our speaker, Professor Dr. Insinyur Kudang Boroseminar, MSc. He is Professor of Mechanical and Biosystem Engineering Study Program, IPB University. Already in the room, Professor Kudang. Selamat siang, Pak.
Selamat siang, terima kasih atas
Baik.
undangannya.
Ya, baik, alhamdulillah. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Hadirin semuanya.
Baik, Professor Kudang from Mechanical and Biosystem Engineering Department, Faculty of Agricultural Technology, IPB University. And Professor Kudang will deliver presentation entitled Smart and Precision Farming, yeah, Prof?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Before we start the presentation, maybe I would like to read the curriculum vitae from Professor Kudang. Yeah. Prof. Kudang expertise in agricultural information technology, and one of innovation or invention about Precipalm, satellite-based palm oil fertilization technology. And then he also developed he also have a development of an expert broiler production system in a closed cage system, and also in the orthodox black tea test equipment, and also wireless nitrogen dioxide gas detection system based on photonic crystal sensor and at the Lambert-Beer effect. And beside the innovation and invention, Prof. Kudang also named as 105 most prospective Indonesian innovations by the Ministry of Research, Technology and Higher Education, and also 107 Indonesia's most prospective innovation by the Ministry of Research, Technology and Higher Education. For the organization, Prof. Kudang is president of ASEAN University Consortium on Food and Agro-Based Engineering and Technology Education, and also active in member of the Australian Society of Information and Communication Technologies in Agriculture, and he is also member of Pacific Rim Application and Grid Middleware Assembly. It's a lot of innovation, appreciation, and position of Prof. Kudang. Okay, before we start the presentation, I would like to inform that our presentation will run for about 30 minutes, Prof. And then we will continue our session with question and answer session. And audience, participants can give their question by giving or typing on Zoom chat. And also you may deliver your question directly by using raise hand feature. And the committee will assist you to unmute. Okay, now we are going to presentation session. I would like to welcome our speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Dr. Insinyur Kudang Boroseminar, MSc. Prof, the floor is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Anissa.
Thank you.
Can you provide me access to present my PowerPoint?
Oh yeah.
You already have.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much for the invitation. I'm very happy and of course to have the opportunity to meet with many respected people Yeah, respectable people, students here would like to learn about something from business school at IPB, SV-IPB. Yeah. Today, I would like to share with you about the smart and precision agriculture. Yeah, to respond with the current needs, which is called Industrial Revolution 4.0. So I think smart and precision agriculture is important to enhance the agriculture, especially in our country, Indonesia, or other developing country. So I'm myself is from the Faculty of Agricultural Engineering and Food Engineering IPB, IPB University, and I'm now teaching in two faculties: the Faculty of Agricultural Technology, Food and Agricultural Technology and Engineering, and then in Computer Science department. So I will start with something very critical for us about how we have to develop the ability to think critically, yeah, critically and creatively, and then we work smart, not work hard, work smart. Because if we work hard, so we get tired very soon. But if we work smart using advanced technology, we can save our energy and we can have more productivity with less energy. And precise, not only smart, but precise, have noble and professional character. This is something that we have to achieve, or at least becoming our goal or dream to achieve the ability of critical and creative thinking, yeah, smart working, precise working, and a good professional. So of course, we have to have what's so-called imagination, because imagination is important to build our future goal, our future reality. Yeah. So now it's dream, but we think maybe in the future it's not a dream anymore. It becomes a reality, something true happening in the future. What we imagine, especially in our scope of core business, which is agriculture, our goal is that we have better agriculture. We have better processes in agriculture system. Yeah. So we have to imagine that at the first time. And then after imagination, we start about how to develop our imagination and to make it come true. Yeah. So imagination has been demonstrated, has been exemplified by the previous people about the farm automation. It was just an imagination in 1958. I myself was born in 1959. So it is older 1 year, yeah, than me. So their imagination is that they have what so-called farm automation. But they started with painting. And this painting is just to release their dream, their imagination. And now we have been witnessing how this imagination comes true. It becomes something reality. It's not just imagination anymore. So if we try to dream, and then step by step we have to try and to produce something real, then finally we can make our dream comes true. The next imagination is exemplified by what's so-called factory farm. The imagination at the time is that in 1961, they were thinking about having a big laboratory, or what's so-called closed house system for, you know, growing crops, for growing broilers, yeah, and so on. But they have many instruments to control the environment, microclimate inside that laboratory or production house. And that imagination now is becoming reality. In the right side today, we have what's so-called vertical gardens or vertical crop production. And also we have many greenhouses, and then broiler houses, and so on. So we can produce something better because everything is being controlled, yeah, with optimized parameters like temperature inside the building, and then also lights intensity, and then humidity, and then nutrients, and so on. And then also light intensity, yeah. Everything is controlled, and so that the crop has been provided with optimum atmosphere or optimum microclimate. So if they are treated with the optimum microclimate, then of course the crop will grow better and better. Yeah, compare with the crop that was planted in the open environment. Okay, so this imagination has, has been produced, has been manifested. So now we enjoy this imagination. So the futuristic leader is the one who have a reflection about the future. I remember when I was visiting Tsukuba University, their logo is Imagine the Future. So that's the logo of Tsukuba University. It means that they try to bring attention of the professor and students to think about future, because future is something that is still going through, but the past is something we've gone by. So I think we cannot repeat it. But the future is your opportunity. So you can imagine what you will contribute or what you will produce in the future. Yeah. So the futuristic leader have a reflection about the future, which requires creativity and empathy. So creativity and empathy. Yeah. This is very important. And we now facing what's so-called the challenge of millennial era. The millennial era is something which is introducing or challenging us with a very bad situation. The first thing is what's so-called volatility. Volatility is something that happens rapidly and it is unstable. It changes abruptly or suddenly. Sometimes you cannot anticipate that it happens abruptly. So to face this problem, we have to be very adaptive, has a future orientation, yeah, and then the commitment about a better future. So if we have no this kind of commitment, of course you will be deceived, or you will be always surprised with the new things that you don't anticipate, and it happens really. For example, Kodak photo has been disrupted by digital camera. And then taxi, Bluebird has been disrupted by Grab and so on. It is very suddenly. Also Ojek, yeah, or Gojek also being disrupted with the current system using electronic system with the motorcycles called Grab and so on. So we have to be very, very adaptive, very, very observant. What you call it? You are observing everything that may happen shortly, or maybe in the next time, maybe in the future, in a long time, middle time, or short time. So this is for volatility. So volatility challenge us to be a very, very responsive, adaptive, and have a commitment for the future. The second one is uncertainty, something which is cannot be exactly predicted. Yeah. So uncertain is not certain, difficult to predict accurately. So this thing we need a precision agriculture, smart agriculture, and we have to have engagement or collaboration with many disciplines, with many experts in different disciplines, and also have a flexibility, yeah, to deal with uncertain things. Will there be, for example, storm in this week or not? So this is something we have to be flexible. If it is happen, then what we will do. If not happen, maybe everything goes finely. So this kind of thing is uncertain, yeah. But the climate sometimes uncertain, because climate is not our control. It's not in our authority. It is the authority of the king of this world, yeah, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And then the third parameter is what's so-called complexity. So agriculture is a complex system because it consists of interaction of humans, and then microorganisms, and then crops, and then animals, and then sun signs, and then water, soils, and so on. Yeah. So this interaction is very complex. It's called ecosystem, agricultural ecosystem. So when you work on agriculture, you should comprehensively see the interaction between objects, not just working with one object. So in case of academic approach, we have to have a very comprehensive problem-solving method, yeah, involving many variables, many formulas, and also we have to be able to analyze complex data, also called high voluminous data or big data, so that with that ability you can produce something very precise, accurate to be executed, yeah, so that your agriculture business is going to be enhanced from time to time. So this is complexity. So we have to learn many things to involve many variables, many equations, many formulas, yeah, constraints, and so on, so that we can have a model that can work on a very complex system. And the last one is ambiguity, potential for misread. So you talk, I would like to know the nutrition level of a crop, yeah. But the problem when you try to read, what you read is not something nutrition on that crop, but something else. For example, maybe moisture. Maybe you read something else, which is acidity. So we misread something, and something is not easy to measure something. For example, if you have a huge field of oil palm, then of course very hard to measure how many nitrogens that are available in the field. So you have to use a satellite, but sometimes satellite is not easy, yeah, to be used to monitor a very huge field and to measure how many or how much nitrogen available in that field. So it can introduce what's called misread. So what we can do, we have to be having very precise agriculture so that we can understand this is nutrient, this is moisture, this is something else, or water content. So by that, we are able, yeah, to know what exactly we are reading now. So this is shortly abbreviated as VUCA. Yeah, VUCA: volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And this challenge should be faced with a very what you call it, novelty approach. Yeah, novelty approach, advanced approach, that you can trigger yourself, challenge yourself for better future. Yeah, we cannot just use very simple approach. We have to use a very advanced approach to solve this kind of problem and challenges, what so-called VUCA. So the first thing I would like to introduce is what you call precision agriculture. So precision agriculture is agricultural business processes from upstream to downstream, land to the table, that use approaches and technologies that allow you, yeah, to do what you call precision observation. So your observation is precise, not general, but precise, yeah. And then you can have also precision treatment. After you observe precisely, then you can treat precisely according to the variability or heterogeneity of location, crop, climate, and natural resources, market, consumers, and environment. So in this example, the picture here, if you would like to see the nutrient level on the field, suppose we would like to know nitrogen content in this land. If we don't have tools to measure variability, we will of course assume that all area is assumed to have the same content of nitrogen. But when we use advanced tools or precision agriculture tools, then we can see that the land is not uniform. It is heterogeneous. Yeah, you see there is something red, green, yellow, indicates that the nitrogen level on the red area is very low, and then the yellow area, yeah, represent the content of nitrogen medium, and the green one is the content of nitrogen in a very good content. So if you do fertilization, then of course you will not apply the same dosage for every different colors. But before having precision agriculture, we assume that block having homogeneous nitrogen content. So we spray or we fertilize with the same dosage. What happened? Then of course there will some segment excessive with the fertilizer, and the other segment is still lack of fertilizer. So this problem is going to be wasting our resources. And if it is excessive, it can be a pollutant, introducing pollution to the environment, especially the people living around there. Yeah. So that's why we have to precisely identify the variability of crop land. After that, we can act precisely according to that variability. So basically, in short, I would like to say that agricultural, precision agriculture, the main job is how you can identify and understand variability and heterogeneity. Yeah, it is very important. Yeah, and then after you identify variability, then you can decide and act precisely based on that variability. Yeah, assume you have a guest in your house. Some guests come to your house, and then you would like to provide drink. Then, if you assume all the guests are, preferring tea, then of course you will give tea. But the problem, some of your guests do not like tea. They like coffee, some other things like milk. But you assume they are homogeneous. This is not good. So you have to measure by asking what you like to drink. I'm milk, I'm coffee, I'm tea, I'm just water. So by that, you can provide this precisely based on the variability of your guests in your house. This is the best serving, of the host to his guests. Not assuming every guest drinks something same. Yeah. In agriculture also, because it is also a creature, crop is a creature, like human is creature, then just assume they like everything equally. So you have to measure what are the variabilities, and you act that, and you can act based on that variability. Of course, to understand variability is not easy. You have to use fast and smart sensors, satellites, drones, IoT, high performance computers, cloud computing, and cyber physical system or CPS. So these tools or technologies must be used to allow you to measure variability. Yeah. So smart and precision agriculture span from the very upstream, which is from the land, the first place you crop something, the first place you grow something, until that product will be processed and delivered to the consumer on the table. So suppose you grow paddy. So the land selection for paddy must be done precisely. Which land is suitable for paddy? Not every land is suitable, right? So you can use satellite, radar to know whether this land is suitable for rice or not. If not suitable, of course, you will pay lot of money because you have to process the land, adding some nutrition to the land. It is very costly. And then after you grow the paddy, then you have to do irrigation, you have to fertilize, you have to do pesticiding and so on, until that product is being harvested and then being processed, and then being transported to the mall or to the restaurants, and finally you can cook it and it is delivered for the user to eat or to consume. So this kind of thing is just what so-called the as a link of agricultural activities from land to the table. So really, this is very important for us. So we not just precise on the land, but precise on the harvesting, precise on the transportation, precise on the market selection, precise on how to deliver foods for different people, different preferences. Functional foods, for example, for somebody who have a high stress of blood, and then somebody who has high diabetes, of course, we have to provide different foods, because we should find the variability of the people health status. So this is really the area of smart and precision agriculture from the land to the table. And after that, finally, we have a new problem. If you don't consume your food completely, then some remaining food becomes what's so-called waste. So the waste should be managed so that it does not introduce pollution or something, you know, uneatable by by human. So usually you have to give it for feed for animal and so on. So this is very complex system actually. Yeah. Scope of the smart precision and agricultural practice. So we cannot connect, we cannot, you know, the chain, agricultural chain, production chain should not be disintegrated, should be integrated, should be linked from the land to the table. You have to be excellent in every node in the agricultural chain. Yeah. So, for example, if we talk about oil palm, yeah, then it starts with the crop, and then you go to the mill, processing, transportation, and then refiners and blender, and then ingredient manufacturers, product manager, and then to retailers. So this is a long chain from the land to the consumers. Yeah. So we have to be able to monitor what is flowing from the land to the table. So it's called traceability system. And the observation should be very precise. And smart sensors now available in the markets. You can buy many sensors available in the markets, domestically or internationally. Then you can utilize those instruments to achieve your purpose, to monitor many areas with many sensors so that you can be very precise and smart. And IoT now is providing new way of managing agriculture because every object are being connected, not only human to human, but human to cow. For example, you have a cow, yeah, and then you stay far away from the cow, but because the cow has what you call it, reader, barcode, yeah, barcode or something, then of course you can have a camera, and the camera take the capture of that cow, and then the picture can be sent to you even though you're living far away from that crop. So it's very important. You have to be able to monitor cow and crop in the field because everything now is connectable using IoT. Yeah. In agriculture, IoT can also monitor every crop that you grow, and you can control by monitoring what happened to that crop. Is there something strange, or is there something that should be pay attention of? Then you can monitoring using this kind of interconnection. Yeah. So it's very, very interesting because now everything is connected. So you are always attached to your object in agriculture, crop, animals, yeah, house, warehouse, everything. Yeah, even the markets. So this is new opportunity for us to utilize this IoT now. And then we know that the measuring tools is not only something on the ground. For example, laboratory, mobile sensors, yeah, only that. No, it's not only that. Now we have what's called remote sensing technology, satellite, radar, drones. So it's called cyberspace. So you have to merge or join the sensor available on the ground, yeah, like laboratory, and also sensor available on the cyberspace, like internet, satellite, many things. Google photo, aerial photo, yeah, and then drone and so on. So if you combine that, you can monitor huge area because satellite is very high and it is very quick to capture image. Then from that image, you can get information right away. But if you have to use lab only, sometimes to measure the content of soil, it takes until 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. It depends on the queue. If the queue is long, then you have to wait. Yeah. So this is problem with the only physical system. So we have to combine cyber and physical system. And trends from the connected economy now is also the same. They use interconnected system like banking, market, consumers, producers, yeah, like blockchain and so on, they are interconnected. So now if you are isolated, you will be the loser. But if you are interconnected, you may have opportunity to collaborate with other people, even you living far away to each other, but you can still collaborate using interconnection, electronic interconnection. But if you have no interconnection, you are alone, then of course you will be the loser in this era. So interconnection is important because everything should be very quick, very fast, and flow as a digital data. So that's why IPB introducing the concept agro-maritime, actually to maritime, yes, not maritime, maritime 4.0. What is the concept? We view land, sea, and air as a unified complex. See, in the VUCA, we say complex, complexity. So agro-maritime 4.0 view land, sea, and air as a unified complex social, economic, and ecological system that must be managed with transdisciplinary, integrated, and transformative approach, directed at the characteristic of Industrial 4.0, namely data-driven analytic, real-time monitoring and response, digital technology support, precision and smart decision making and acting. So this is actually the concept agro-maritime 4.0. So you include not only land, but sea and air as a unified complex system, a big ecosystem that you should manage, with a very comprehensive method, comprehensive technology, comprehensive formulas, approaches, so that now you can monitor many things and the interaction between objects can be also captured, so that you can do many things with many opportunity, creativity, and critical thinking. So imagine if now real connectivity of all functional units involving humans, machine, robots, as well as instrument for measurement, sensor, satellite, drone, that enable synergetic work quickly, precisely, and intelligently, both on the latest data and information. You will be very happy. What about our, for example, our ducks or our broilers? You can just open your handphone and then you see their condition, even you living far away from them. So you are still interconnected wherever you are, whenever you are connected to the object that you are being dealt with in agriculture, So if you are, for example, raise a cow, cow, for example, then what happened to you? You're not just viewing your cow. You have to also consider the environment, the trees, and then sunshines, and then the grass where usually your cow eat. Why? Because they are also influenced by your cow, and your cow also influenced by them. So the interaction between your cow and anything surrounding the cow should be also being observed and understood, so that you not just egoistically only think about your cow, and you can introduce pollutant to your neighbors, introduce something to your trees, spoiling your grass, because you just see only cow. Now in smart agriculture, you should not only view cow, but you have to view surrounding the cow, so that your ecosystem is being defended on the very ideal or balanced system, so that you don't destroy your environment. Okay, so why we destroy environment? Because we just egoistically think about our object only, not the other object surrounding your cow or your object. So this is very important to see the orchestra of many objects in your business. And as it was mentioned by the moderator, that I was one of the leader in this creation of what's so-called Preci-Palm. Is a technology that is uses satellite Sentinel-2, to measure the nutrition content of the oil palm. So this is called precision agricultural platform for oil palm. So basically, we use satellite to capture imagery data. So this imagery data, then we analyze, we process, analyze to estimate what are the content of nitrogen, phosphorus, kalium, for example, and then magnesium, so that if you would like to fertilize, we already know how to compute quickly, very fast and very huge area, compare with the traditional method. Usually they took sample of soil, sample of leaves of the oil palm, and for one block or a block of the oil land, which is about 30 hectares, they just use 20 samples, and then they unified into one sample and they send to the lab. So it's very traditional. So 30 hectares is considered to be homogeneous, no heterogeneity. Now with our system, we don't assume that one block, which is equivalent to 30 hectares, are homogeneous. We find there are heterogeneity. So we don't provide fertilizer with the same doses, depend on the variability. If they are enough with nitrogen, we should not add nitrogen anymore. Otherwise, it is going to be excessive. Yeah. So this is the way we approach the problem now. And we already proved based on the dam plot that we have been doing in many plantations. Yeah, we already save 50% of fertilizer using our approach. So it means it saves also our cost. The cost of fertilizing is dominant, about 60% of the field operation in the oil palm business. So using this technology, we don't need to take samples with humans of leaves and soil. We just use satellite. So we just live in the on the computer that it can be connected with pressure pump, and then pressure pump will be directed to the place that you are interested in monitoring the content of nutrition or nutrient. Yeah. So this is very important. So in this example, our capturing about nitrogen in one of the where is it going? Wait a minute. Jonggol. Jonggol is our experimental field of oil palm. See, nitrogen here is only yellow, light green, and green. So it means this is good because there is no red. It means the nitrogen content in this area is good. So if you would like to fertilize, we should concentrate on the yellow one because the yellow is lack of nitrogen. And then the light green needs smaller dosage. And then the old green or the dark green should not be added with nitrogen because it is already adequate. Otherwise, it's going to be excessive. Yeah. And then this is also we have in Kampung Rambutan Plantation. It is PTPN 3, yeah, in Medan. So we also observe like this. Now we can get this coloring to show variability. And then also in the map of nutrient P, phosphor, and then kalium, yeah. And then also we can bring out recommended fertilizer using Korea, every place with different dosage, and this is the quantitative amount of the dosage in kilogram, dosage per tree or per pound tree, yeah, and then dosage per hectare available, yeah. And then this is example, very easy to monitor before fertilization. It is still a lot of yellow one, but after fertilization, the yellow one has been removed. So it means that the fertilization works well. Before we have this, nobody can measure this. How? No, even they measure using sample, but this view cannot be provided. Now it is provided in real time. You can access from any place, anytime. Yeah. This is also the distribution of P nutrition, yeah, in different dates. Usually, monitoring of nutrition in many plantation, even it is private or governmental plantation, they only took the sample every 1 year, just every 1 year. Why? Because it is expensive, it's very labor consuming, time consuming, so there's only one. But using our method, every week you can measure, every month you can measure, not 1 year. Yeah. So it is very good for management purpose that we can monitor what happened to our oil palm area. This is also distribution different time, so we can know the progress of kalium. And what are the benefits actually? Well, it is fast. Data acquisition is very fast. You don't have to send people to the field to take some soil samples and leaf sample, especially in this pandemic, mobility is being reduced. You don't have to go to the field. Right now, if you took data in the field, we are forbidden. Even IPB will not release a letter to allow any student or lecturer to go during this PPKM period. So in this area, this solves also the problem where mobility is very, very constrained. So you can just look from your computer and then use satellite, then you don't have to go to the field, and very fast. The second one, nutrient status can be displayed and can be provided to any people interested in. Before, they just known by the fertilizer division. No one knows. How could you know about that? Because the result is not being displayed openly. You have to believe them. Yeah, they just, okay, Pak, believe me, this is fertilizer than we need. How could you know this many? Believe me, I'm expert in this. But now you cannot do that because everything is being displayed. Why you need this amount of fertilizer? This is the picture. So everything is transparent now. Yeah. And then nutrient measurement is precise because we successfully identify the variability, not assume everything is uniform or homogeneous, but we assume, but we try to find heterogeneity and saving cost, labor time, and laboratory work. Yeah. See, after we provide the recommendation precisely, the people who provide fertilizer should not be human, because if human, sometimes humans get tired. The old women who do the work also not precise. So we have to also use machineries to implement, to apply fertilization. So we also already produced the machine to fertilize palm oil, and then they can provide the very precise dosage based on the recommendation of the Presipalm. Yeah. And we have many collaboration partners with the IBB University, PTPN7, PTPN5, PKT, fertilizer producer in Bontang, PTPN6, yeah, many, and right now it's growing. It's growing. Many people are interested in collaboration with our research. So this is the first time we launched our Presipalm, and this Presipalm has been adopted by PKT, Pupuk Kaltim Bontang, our fertilizer manufacturer, yeah, in Kalimantan Timur, East Kalimantan. Until now, we're still working together with many also plantation groups in Indonesia, yeah. And we also obtain the creation, what you call it, intellectual creation statement from the Minister of Law and Human Rights. Yeah, it is for 50 years, so it's important. And you see in the SGC Sugar Company in Lampung, also they plan for their area for sugarcane. They use precision agriculture using grid like this. And they use this design for land clearing, road construction, sugarcane plots construction, drainage construction, water lodging, and counter management. So the application of precision agriculture really has been done in Indonesia. Yeah, and this is also example when you have to harvest a crop, for example. So based on their readability or the readiness of the crop for harvesting, the red one is very, very important to be harvested first. And then the blue one second, the green one third. So if you would like to harvest, you harvest first the red one colors. So your machinery can be designed to travel to those areas first. And then maybe next days you can go to the blue ones. And the next day go to the yellow one. So you always harvest in the right time. So this is called also variability with respect of the readiness of being harvested. Yeah, so this is very important. And see, you see in here, if you would like to provide to pesticide, in here, if we divide into 4 regions, not always homogeneous, right? The first one is full of, for example, the crops that what do you call it? The crop that disturb the plant. Yeah. So it is very wheat. Yeah. The wheat is very high here, the population. But this one, the population is less, almost 1/3. In this also half. This is also half. So if you spray this with the same dosage, then of course you will destroy many things. The main crop will be destroyed, the soil will be destroyed. So you should spray this one more than the one with only 1/3 of the population of the wheat. And if this only half, then your dosage also half of the full dosage. So by using this, we can, pesticide proportionally to the variability of the population of the wheat. This is also, if you'd like to count how many cows you have in your open area. Sometimes the cow move from one place to another. It's very hard to count them, especially if there are many. But using, Google picture, Google camera, and also satellite, now you can count the number of your cow in any open land. Yeah, this is maybe only few cow, yeah, but this one, so we change not cow being black and the cow white. So by discounting the white object, you know how many cows you have it. Well, this is extreme. See, a lot of cow, but you're still able to analyze and make only cow that have a white colors. The other things is just black. So you can count how many cows you have on the land, open land. And also, we also know that the modern transportation technology now is being developed aggressively in this area, in this earth, maybe in the planet for the future. So we have to be able to create a transportation method which is very, very low to pollution and also very, very economic, and it does not introduce many things that destroy our environment. Yeah. Okay. Also, you have to be able to select the right road. Yeah, the shortest road, and then with minimum vehicles, it's using very, very intelligent methods to select the best route for your transportation. Also, the weather modification, like if you have what you call it, contamination, smoke, it happens before in Malaysia and Sumatra. You have to introduce, for example, artificial rain, artificial spray to remove the smoke and to remove something bad for our environment. So the science now is being developed so that we can make our agriculture better and better. So now we have to remember that every technologies that you introduce, don't forget, it should contribute to sustainability. What it means, it should sustain not only by you, but in the era of your next generation, you'll still enjoy our natural product. But if you're not using technology that can ensure sustainability, maybe all the natural resource only consumed by you, and the next generation will not have remaining resources because you not do something precisely, efficiently, then you may be wasting your natural resource. So sustainability is the main concern. Yeah, this is our main job. And then you maybe ever heard about Society 5.0 introduced by Japanese society, which is something related to IR 4.0, in the case that your technology should make human the highest objects in the world. The highest dignity of the creature in this world is human. So everything should be designed, developed to make human comfort, to make vitality, with optimal vitality of human to work. Because human is what's so-called Khalifa, vicegerent of the earth. So our Lord, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, creating human to be vicegerents of the earth. So they have to be able to manage earth with the best method, technology that is available. Okay, and this IR 4.0 also contribute to the high quality of life. Yeah, not in the low quality of life. So this is actually the concept of Society 4.0. So Society 5.0 can be manifested, can be made in reality, if the application of IR 4.0 is carefully, designed and implemented. So in IPB, we introduced a layer system from on-farm and off-farm data, and then we have a big data integrated system, and then many applications are being installed on the top layers, so that you can have, for example, smart off-farm system, smart on-farm system, smart commerce, smart management system, customer relationship management, that actually using all the data that we are collecting from on-farm, on the field, off-farm, from the market, from the bank, from the consumers, from the companies, and so on, so that we can provide some application available for the people interested in agricultural business with automated agri-system. But again, with respect to our educational environment, then of course, the strategic implication for academics, civitas academic, is that we have to develop future vision. Not only lecturer, student also develop future vision, not thinking about in the past. Yeah. And then second one, we have to introduce or develop creative and critical thinking to the student. How students are provided way or environment that makes students more creative, more critical in their thinking, and increase transformative power from very, very traditional, inefficient, ineffective, to be something developed, advanced, and efficient, and then effective, and introducing something that can reduce some pollution to the earth. Yeah, this is very important. This is including management power. Process integration from the land to the table. It must be integrated and linked, not something, partially isolated. It must be connected in integrative way. Holistic agriculture, we call it holistic agriculture, from the land to the table. And then shared value collaboration. So of course, if we have a chain of actors from the land to the table, all the actors have some, what you call it, benefit. So the mutual benefit should be shared among all the actors from the land to the table. So that's why we have to share value. And how you share value? If you are interconnected. If you are connected, then you can meet together. You can interact together. You can synergize together. So this is very important, because collaboration, shared collaboration, increasing our trust, increasing our willingness to work together. And then, of course, scientists or academician, you have to center your business on technological advancement. If you have new technology, you should explore and use it and replace your current technology with the new one. Don't stay with the old one. Otherwise, you will be disrupted by other company that smartly use more advanced technology. So we have to catch up with the advancement technology, so that we can always make our company sustain, competitive to the other. So our job now is how we have image transformation of our Indonesian agribusiness process. So our agriculture is attractive to not only the old people, but the young generation, because they use advanced technology, not working with something, dirty, lot of mud, soil and something, but we can use machinery. You can listen song while you work on the field, So the agriculture is something that is being our proud. This is our job mainly. So this is what I can present to you. And hopefully now you can see everything from your handphone. And by that, you can manage your object everywhere, anywhere you are. Okay. Thank you very much for your attention. And sorry for any inconvenience and shortcoming. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. Kudang, for the presentation. It was very interesting. It was very insightful, and also motivate students and also lecturer, I think, to give to have a better in technology. I think to apply smart and precision agriculture. Yeah.
Thank you, Anissa.
Okay. So the ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move to question and answer. Yeah, I hope, I think in the chat box, yeah, it's already we already have 3 questions, and also okay, the first question is come from Taufik Rahman. Agricultural IoT help farmers to make their job easier, but there may be some technology or IoT that produce pollution. How to solve the problem? Isn't that bad for the environment and nature? Okay, Taufik Rahman, maybe do you want to ask directly?
Yeah, if you're still able to ask directly, it is better.
Yeah. Okay, maybe you have to.
You determine which one, who will ask question, Anissa.
Yeah, Taufik Rahman, Prof.
Okay, go ahead, Taufik.
Taufik Rahman.
Taufik, you can unmute yourself.
It's not here, but at least I can answer, get the main question from Taufik. Yeah, how we select technology that does not introduce pollution, or at least have a minimal pollution effect. Yeah, of course, advancement technology means you have to explore the choices of technology available for your purpose before you buy it. Yeah, or before you produce yourself. Because there are many choices of technology that you can use for different situations. This is called precision agriculture. So, for example, our PhD student, he worked on the dissertation that selecting the farm machineries suitable for certain area, certain soil, certain climate, so that when you choose it, you minimize the pollution to the environment, destruction to the soil, or make the tractors cannot plant well because it slip because of the land is full of water. So based on that variability, you have to select whether the tractor using tires or using chains or using something else. So this is called how we select technology that minimize, something that you not desiring. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I think yeah, I think it's very clear for a question from Taufik, and we see here Ridoni Chandra. Ridoni Chandra, you
okay,
can unmute.
Okay.
Yes.
is
Yeah.
my voice can be here?
Yes, clearly.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity. My name is Ridoni Chandra. I'm really sorry that I cannot turn on my camera because I have low bandwidth in my house. So the question is, we all know that the IoT brings so many pros to the company that is making the farming process become easier and quicker. We also can reduce the number of employees so that we can press the cost of production. But I really want to ask about how do we implement the IoT in the area that is not covered with good internet, such an area in the Sumatra Island or maybe in the Borneo Island that is not covered with the good internet connection. And also maybe some of the area is not really covered with the electricity or maybe the cost of electricity in the area is really high. So how to solve this problem, or if there are any company that want to change their method from the convention one to the using the Internet of Things one. So how do we do we need to reach the government, or we need to reach the university to help the company to do the IoT things? Thank you.
A very, very good question, and it is reality in Indonesia because our country consists of 7,000 islands, and they are interconnected to each other. So the communication heterogeneity, availability of networks is also different from one place to another. So of course we cannot solve everything alone. if you are academician, you can produce technology. But if you require some legal aspect, you have to know work with the policymakers. If you would like to provide electricity, then you have to work with the electricity company, or maybe what you call it, a local department bureau that maybe can help you to create public assets like electricity and then internet collection. We work that with some local government, like Bojonegoro, and then also in Lampung, and the government, welcome us with that idea, and they say, we can, if you can introduce technology that benefit to many people, our government local will provide you with something basic. What you need? Okay, water station. We need electricity, so they help. So of course, every part cannot work solely. You have to work collaboratively, but you have to be able to convince people that you would like to collaborate with. Because if you cannot convince them what their benefits are, then maybe we'll say, oh, only you will take benefit. We don't take benefit. Yeah. So this is the duty of academician, creating technology, convincing people, and say what are the advantages of your system. It can be implemented. So we work successfully with some government in Lampung, which is less with the electronic connection. But finally, we can work with the local government, and they contribute 3 communication mobile. Yeah, they have a parabola, and they can connect, and this mobile run from one village to another village, and now they can connect with the internet. So I think it is very important. That's why we have to work with many people, with many institutions and agencies. Otherwise, maybe what you say is right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Prof. Ridoni, how about the
Okay, so that is mean we need the hand from many aspects to like cover this entire country with the IoT system.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kudang, for the answer. That's really helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Anissa.
Yeah, I think it's related to the next question from Denisa. It also asks about internet connectivity in rural areas and not sufficient, and also for the farmer, how to knowledge the farmer about operating the technology.
Yeah, one thing that is related to the question of the 2 last students, actually government always make updated profile periodically. The internet profile in the many villages in Indonesia. This is good news. The user of internet is increasing from time to time now. Yeah, so don't worry, because many things like Project Nusantara 21 already developed communication of internet via Telkom, so that many places in even very isolated area, they always produce tower of communication, but of course limited to several areas. In Bojonegoro, we built our own tower for communication by shooting the available tower that are provided by local government, and then you shoot and then get the signal from them, and then we distribute to the farmers around there for their cow business. So this is also something that maybe you can work with. Yeah. But you have to get permission to get the signal from the main tower, and then you build your own tower for a certain village. Different village, you also develop another cluster of interconnection. Maybe it will work.
Yeah, there must be a solution how we can provide the internet, how we can facilitate the area that cannot connect with the internet. Yeah, Prof. Okay, next question from Rahma. Rahma from school SV-IPB. Rahma questions is about that most farmers still believe that the technique they got from their ancestor, and they don't have much capital to start using agricultural machinery. Yeah, if they want to improve their cultivation technique, and the question is, are there facilitators who can facilitate the needs of the farmer and low financial capabilities?
Yeah, education is the responsibility of of a government, because the governor already promised in the opening of Undang Dasar 45 how we can increase the education level, how to educate people, mencerdaskan kehidupan bangsa. It means we have to educate our nation. So educate is not the duty of one people, it is the duty of government. This is the meaning of government. Like in Canada, Malaysia, the education from elementary school until high school is free. I was living in Canada for six and a half years. My son, my daughter go to school freely, no money at all. So educating people is actually the obligatory of the government. Even in Canada, every pupils or students, people, for elementary school, high school, middle school, and they always provided with the bus. And school bus always dominant. They are being given a special privilege so that they are not disturbed by any other vehicles. So there is really responsible for education. So education is very important. The esteem of a certain nation, if the education is better, is good, then the esteem is improving. But if the education is poor, then the dignity of that nation is going to be low. Yeah.
Okay.
So hopefully, if you here, all the students, are becoming the decision maker or having some authoritative power, please improve the education system. So don't just say, oh, that's what do you call it, the faults of the farmer, they don't have school, high education. No, don't say like that. It is your responsibility how to bring them into better education level. It is our level. It is challenge, not an excuse. Oh, it's already their luck that they have no access to the internet. They have very limited education. Don't condemn them. Don't accuse them. But it's becoming your challenge how to make them better and better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it's a question from Rahma. The next question, AJ from Central Mindanao University, Philippines. Maybe you wanna, AJ, do you want ask directly to Prof. Kudang?
Okay, go ahead, Almond.
AJ from Central Mindanao University.
Go ahead. Oh, it's not here anymore.
AJ said just read the question, ma'am.
Oh.
Okay. Just read the. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh.
Well, yeah. Okay. I understand the questions. Yeah, it's about crop improvement. Yeah, we have worked so much with the production. What you call it? Crop production in greenhouse. Yeah. So production of greenhouse. Actually, now we work on horticultura products. Yeah, like flowers. Yeah, and then fruits. Yeah, so all of them are short age crop. Yeah, not long age crop. So we work on that greenhouse and we control the fertilizer, nutrients, light intensity, temperature, and so on. And sometimes we use the growth media, not only soil but also water, sometimes air. So air becoming the media of growth. So have no water, have no soil, the crop is hanging, but we spray with nutrition, for example, liquid of nitrogen, vapor of potassium, alkalium. So we spray the technology, and the sprayer is controlled by computer, when to spray, when to stop. So everything is provided automatically based on the status of the crop. So no person needs to be in the greenhouse because everything is done by that machine system controlled by computer. If otherwise, we have to take care 24 hours for 3 months. Oh, it's very strong man, right? to take care of a crop in the inside greenhouse 24 hours time. Yeah, 30 times 3, 90 days. Yeah, continuously, it is impossible. So we use technology that control everything continuously every time. So that's why we prefer work on the short age crop. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think okay, question from AJ. Yeah, it's very clear. So we don't have to control it 24 hours or for 3 months.
Manually.
Yeah, annually. Yeah. Okay. So we still have a question, Prof. From Revido. Some sensors are still relatively unstable, especially during bad weather conditions such as wind, smoke, and or heavy rain that result poor image quality. Is it possible to 100% rely on automation nowadays? Okay.
Well, in some extent, we're still able to rely on the technology. Like I was just presenting on the last 3 slide, that we can change the weather, yeah, the environment, not only microclimate in the a closed house, but an open space. We're still able to provide something using spraying with the airplane, yeah, introducing chemical things, using spraying, using helicopter or something, so that the environment can be changed in some extent of situation that can help our business process in agriculture. So that's why now the research is working on that area, how to change, modify external or macro climate system. Usually we just control on microclimate inside a closed house, but now we start working on the open area.
Yeah, not only also the whole cycle. Yes, from land to the customer, and also the climate. We can use or apply this technology.
That's right.
Smart and precision agriculture to
That's
control.
right.
Yeah.
You remember, right? When in Russia, one of the nuclear station was exploding, right? And all the chemical, what they call it, radioactive are spraying over the area in Russia. So to reduce that dangerous substance, they spray something, to absorb that contaminant, so that they can shorten the time of reduction of that nuclear substances. So the same thing in our agriculture, you have something bad, maybe you can use something to introduce on the air using satellite, using drones, using airplane that is designed for that purpose,
Yeah, we can use. Yeah, we can solve the problem precise and use the resource efficiently. Yeah, Prof. Okay. We still have question from the audience.
Okay. From yoga, yeah.
From yoga.
Some sensors are still relatively unstable, especially during bad
Yeah,
weather.
we have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
usually, if we use, for example, field sensor, the field sensor usually placed in the box that is closed very rigidly, so that the outside effect are being reduced. For example, they are being placed in the closed box made from steel or something that can protect the instrument inside, so that the instrument is being protected very well. So that's the field sensor. And the sensor that is used in mobile system, of course, the sensor is being placed on the transportation in tractor, implement of tractors, or maybe some vehicles that are carefully designed to protect that sensor. But the sensor that is already guaranteed to be safe is using satellite or radar, because it is beyond our atmosphere, right? So they're always available. It doesn't matter you have a very bad wind, very bad rain, and so on. It's still working well.
It's still working well.
Yeah,
okay.
so that's why we have to combine between physical process and cyber process called CPS, cyber and physical process.
CPS, yeah. Okay. Very interesting. I think the participants still have much more to ask. Yeah. And next question from Devana. Devana, if the question is if we use technology IoT that will facilitate and reduce production costs, but what about the fate of workers replaced by this technology? Is there a solution? I think, yeah.
Let's change the way we think about that. Yeah, you're always afraid of work loss. Yeah, disemployment. Again, why disemployment happen? Because the knowledge of the people are not being increased. That's why they are not competitive. So don't use that word. If you use automation and then the people will lose their job. No, if you educate people to work on design, to work on automation development, to work on quality controller, not always in what do you call it? Yeah, low level environment like cleaning and so on. No, you have to educate them so that they can use technology. So bring their dignity into high level so that now we are not being removed from the company because they have ability to get a better job. But if you let the people in the country with that minimum job, not even elementary school, they don't enjoy, they don't have a certificate elementary school, of course, your employer will easy to be departed from the company because the company always use new technology while your worker is not being educated. Let's stay on the same level. So this is again our duty to help farmer with education. Why our people work outside in luar negeri and abroad? Because the level of knowledge is low. So that's why Arabic, Singapore likes to have employer from Indonesia. Why? Because the salary is very low. Yeah, education has no degree. You know, poor people has no education background, so that's why they are evaluated with a very low price. So we should educate now. If necessary, some of you open the education online freely with the collaboration with your friend, so that farmer can get education from your, for example, your Facebook, your Instagram, and so on. So you can educate people in the village.
Yeah.
The
role of college student to educate.
That's right.
So, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prof. Participant, still anyone to ask Prof. Kudang? Maybe directly.
Anissa, is it possible to me?
Oh, Mr. Untitled.
Yeah.
You may ask to Prof. Kudang.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, Prof. Kudang.
Hello.
Untitled, how are you?
How are you too?
Yeah, fine, but I'm really interested in your presentation. I'm really sorry also on off cam because I'm on my way to go Prof. Sarif's house. I just sending you a message in your WhatsApp chat. I just got bad news about Prof. Sarif.
Yeah.
And then this is into my mind, yeah, to discuss with you. But it's okay. Prof, I have two questions for you.
Yeah.
The first one, this is related to FUCA concept. When we talk about FUCA concept, we always related to millennial behavior, like your presentation.
Yeah.
What do you have impression in your experience from the field when FUCA concept we bring to farmers? Because I think there is a different behavior between farmers and millennial. This is the because of digital technology. I'm really, yeah, we know that this is for millennial, very easy to take optimization, digital technology, maybe different for farmers when they go to the fields. Yeah, I think maybe relatively not easy to introduce FUCA behavior or digital technology. And the second question, this is for your experience also maybe. How should we do for millennials to bring them to go to the field? Because in my opinion, many millennial interest not on farm, they interest in forward hilirnya.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Yeah, that is it, bro.
Yeah, the first one about FUCA related to the millennial behavior. So to change behavior is not just using what's so-called change the mindset. It's not enough. Yeah, it's also change the heart set. Heart, yeah, or heart, yeah, not heart. It's ERD.
Yeah.
It's ERT. So heart, yeah, you to change the heart set. Because mindset, if the mindset also understands something, but their heart are not willing to do what they understand from the logic of their brain, they will not do it. So there is a knowledge of the science that is developing now, which is called social or behavior engineering. So a social is being designed or being planned, yeah, with engineering approach, yeah, how they can be changed or transformed from the previous mindset and heart set into the new challenges of mindset and heart set, FUCA. If we talk with farmers, of course, the portion of reality is more dominant. If you just have theory aspect, of course, this is not interesting to the farmers because they need some proof, real proof. So, example, we have, maybe Bapak already understand that we have, what we call it, education for cow farmers from IPB. Yeah? They don't have to come to IPB to learn, but the people from IPB are sent there and they are educated with the management, the importance of collaboration, the concept of the new problem and new challenge that happens. And if finally they can implement that education, they can have certificate from IPB. And after that, they are being recognized and they provided with the cows, several cows, and they are trying to implement what have been taught to them, what have been educated to them. So some of them are having good progress in managing their cow because of education. So again, we don't start directly to the cow business, but you start with the importance of collaboration, the importance of a good management, the way of new thinking about current challenges. So after that, they can start, if they understand about that, they start with the technology advancement. So this is the thing, yeah. But when we implement technology, we should bring some sample or demonstrate sample that works well. So this is very important to ensure or convince them with that condition. And this is millennial behavior. And we have several places of the co-farmers that are being invited by international organization to have some recognition because they are successful in cow management. So they are invited to, I don't remember, to Italy or some countries to get some appreciation because they work from zero until they now have a good cow farmer business. Yeah. So I think the education is very important. Engineering, social design is important because it's not changing only the mindset, but also the heart set. So we follow the doctrine of our prophet. Maybe in other religion also have a prophet. So Muhammad prophet also educate people, but Rasulullah not directly done to the topic, but Rasulullah always start with the heart set, mindset change. So after the mindset has changed, it is easily they are being brought to some real problem. So maybe this is something that we can implement. We can also implement in Liwa, Lampung, West Lampung. Yeah, it is successful and it is being followed by other farmer groups around the Liwa, Lampung. Yeah, and they say like this: we don't need what you call it, yeah, extension people, because they are always late with the new technology. But if we access internet, we get more quickly new information. They say like that. So the farmers there change the mindset and the heart set, because they know if using internet, many information can be accessed much quickly with the people, yeah, that are being assigned to work with farmers over there. But sometimes those people are not, updated with the new technology, so they like to access internet. But even they open some, what you call it, yeah, maybe a restaurant, small restaurant, and all the farmers always, stay there and they just meet together while they are accessing the internet and get some information related to their agricultural business. So I think that's something that we can tell to you. And how we bring the millennial to the farm, of course.
To the farm.
Yeah, this is very important. I'm as a lecturer, also researcher, always motivate students to go to the field. Even some ladies, yeah, some students, they are sent to the ferry areas to the farmers. And one of our fellows have many group of farmers. So the students are being welcomed with very, very good attention. So the research there is being welcomed very well. So it is important to motivate students to go to the field. And if IPB now is making the KKN, yeah, the real field observation is become something obligatory. Everybody, yeah, even you finally work in the city, you should have ever come to the farm. And this is one of the obligation course, having 3 credits and 4 credits. Yeah. So bringing must be systemized, I think, and motivation too. Yeah.
Yeah, Prof. Thank you very much for your reply, Prof. I still need your time. Next time we can arrange.
Thank you.
If possible. Saya masih sangat tertarik ya. Liwa is my hometown, Prof.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Oh, okay. Red chili, right? Red chili farmer over there.
Yes. Okay, Prof. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
Anissa, thank you.
Thank you, Pak Doni. Thank you, Prof. Udang, for the for giving us the broad knowledge, the broad information, and very, very insightful today. Very interesting discussion, but we have limited time for this general studium general. Okay. I think this is, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of discussion, and I'd like to thank so much to Prof. Udang for giving us the very interesting topic and discussion, and to all the participants, you may
you can copy our presentation. Yeah, I will send the new version of my presentation in PDF form, so you can distribute to the participants.
Okay, very well. Thank you, Prof. Udang. Okay, for the audience, you may give applause to our speaker for today by clicking the clapping symbol.
Thank you for all. Apologize for shortcoming or inconvenience.
Okay, thank you. I will turn the time to host, Mr. Suhendi.
Okay, Ms. Anissa, thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all we have got for you here today. We hope you have learned and enjoyed the presentation. Thank you to Professor Kudang for the presentation and give insight to us and answer all the questions. And thank you to Ms. Anissa, moderator, and thank you to all lecturers who come to this general lecture, and thank you for all the participants. On behalf of Smart Agro-Industry 4.0 Committee and Industrial Management Study Program IPB University, thank you for joining us. We have a great day. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya.
Thank you.
Terima kasih Pak.
Sama-sama.
Terima kasih Pak Kudan.
Ya, sama-sama kasih, Pak.
And for the summer course participants, please you stay here because you will continue with online class from Blessed Diary. And for the
Saya izin ya, Pak Swendi.
Okay, Mr. Doni, thank you.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
saya belum masuk. Makasih Pak. Ya, izin Mas dari jangan lupa pemain pengganti ya.
Thank you Pak Doni.
Thank you Pak Doni.
Oh Pak Doni ini tadi barusan.
Iya.
Pak Doni Yusri.
Iya, tahu
Iya.
dari
LST.
ini yang ada di ini WA saya ini. WA saya.
Yeah.
Makasih Pak
For
Doni.
for the participants who are not part of summer course participants, you can leave the Zoom meeting because we want to continue for the next class with Blessed Diary.
Saya juga mau live ya Mas Endi ya.
Oke, Prof.
Yeah.
Kudang, thank you very
Makasih,
much.
mohon maaf
Yeah.
ya.
Yeah.
Assalamualaikum.
Have a nice day.
Waalaikumsalam.
Sonia, we continue to Blessed Diary.
Yes, we may, or can we, or do you need a break first? About
Maybe
5 minutes?
everyone can get a cup of coffee and tea.
And bathroom break maybe.
Bathroom break, of course.
Okay, we will continue 5 minutes from now. Yeah, it means, well, 5 minutes from now, based on your local time. Yeah, see you in 5 minutes. I hope you will be refreshed.
What time in the Netherlands, Nicolene?
It's now 10 before 10.
10. It's quite morning.
So it's morning still, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us since the
Yes, I
start.
like to. It was
Yeah.
a very interesting talk from Professor Kudang.
Yeah, 1 p.m. here, it means 8 yours or 7?
It's now
Now we have different 5 hours.
5
5
hours.
hours. That's still okay. But
And in,
Mr.
yeah.
Suhandi, you are always sending messages also for me in the evening, but it should be night at your place then, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
I don't
Yeah, we-
think you sleep.
Have less sleep,
Yes.
but I hope everyone is healthy.
Yes, I am. I'm very happy.
How is the COVID on your?
In the Netherlands, now the COVID is raising a lot, but that is because they opened the clubs and the evening life again, and the youth is not vaccinated yet completely. So that's not really smart from the ministry to do, I think. So now countries in Europe say, oh, you're from the Netherlands, don't come to our country.
Mhm.
So we have a little bit of a problem.
Oh, but your country already allowed going other country,
Yes.
Flights?
Yes.
international flight.
International flights, yes. I hope I can come to Indonesia soon, but it's not planned yet.
Well, I hope we also can visit you.
Yes.
And Mr. Suhandi, do you miss Netherlands?
Yes, of course.
As
I
of
want to back
course.
to my hometown in the Netherlands, in Velp.
What is it? Delft.
In Velp. Velp.
Yesterday I visited Velp.
Oh. But now you are live in Leiden.
Now I am at the farm again. It's between Utrecht and Amsterdam.
Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
near the airport is our farm. So my internet connection can also be a little bit unstable because I'm at the farm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, Mr. Taufik is already here also.
Yes, but I don't know if he's able to talk right now, but he listens with me. And first I will give a short explanation and then he will lead the discussion after.
Okay. Do you have other from Les Dairy with us?
Not right now. My colleague Nienke, she is on vacation. And my colleague Wietse, he is due to a motor accident, not really fit to.
Sorry to hear that.
Yes, he broke his collarbone.
Oh, really?
Yes. Motorcycles are very dangerous. In Indonesia, there are a lot of motorcycles.
Yeah, you experienced that.
Yes.
Can you ride a motorcycle?
No, I never did. Only on the back in Indonesia, I sat in the back, but I can't ride it myself.
Yes, me too. I have learned it 3 times maybe, but still cannot do it. I don't know.
I can
why.
drive a car. So, and in Indonesia, it's also different because they drive on the other side of the road. So that's very confusing for me.
Yeah, similar with England, I think.
Yes.
And confusing when I first arrived in the Netherlands.
I hope you didn't make accidents.
No, almost, but no, it's okay.
Is it 5 minutes? Quinn, is it 5 minutes already? Quinn?
I think
it is almost 5 minutes.
Almost, okay. We will give more 1 minute. 1 minute more until 55.
There are still MNI students, Miss Tanya, in this room.
Oh yeah, please MNI students, anak MNI tolong leave room ya. Siapa lagi nih?
Adenta.
Vias, bisa leave dulu Vias.
Ya.
Siapa lagi? Zerin? Bukan summer course kan?
Iya, bukan, Bu.
Oke. Ahmad Wildan?
Sefira, Sekar, Sarifa.
Saya buka dulu deh daftarnya. No, Ahmad Wildan enggak. Salah. Nah, kalau gini kan ketahuan ya, berarti mereka nggak memperhatikan.
Pak Henry baru join kayaknya.
Desia nih prodi apa sih ya? Nggak hadir juga. We can start if you want.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, hello everyone. Happy to be here again. My name is Nicolien van der Horst. I am an alumni of the summer course. And together with my colleague, Mr. Taufik, we will give a practical lecture. We already gave a preparation and I hope you all did very well. I will first explain something why we use this approach of training and learning. And I think Mr. Kudang already said education with farmers is very important. So I'm very happy that we, with our company, Blessed Dairies, we can do that. So first I have a video. I hope someone tell me if you can hear it.
Blessed Dairies is a major player in the international dairy farming sector with over 25 years experience in the dairy business. We have successfully serviced a variety of clients in more than 35 different countries across the world. We can tell you all about our expertise, but we prefer showing it with a grand tour on our high-tech dairy farm, Blessed Dairies Farm. A moderate-sized farm in the Netherlands, unique in its high-level performance. Also, we'd love to share our milking vision, which is clear and convincing. The cow is central to all our thoughts and actions. Animal health and welfare, nutrition and reproduction are key for a highly productive and profitable dairy farm. Young stock rearing is very important for the basis of a healthy and profitable herd. We choose for individual housing to prevent contamination, and moreover, it is the best guarantee for fast growth. With optimal care, the animals are ready for insemination at the age of 13 to 14 months. We achieve a calving age of less than 24 months. As we said, the cow is central to all our thoughts and actions. That's why a high standard in cow comfort is crucial. An excellent state of animal health is one of our goals, which can be achieved by high level of cow comfort, preventative measures, and clear protocols. In our genetic strategy, we also take animal health into account. Blessed Dairies Farm's genetic strategy is to breed for a high productivity and healthy lifetime for each cow. Balanced, tailor-made and high-quality feed ration contribute to the health of our herd, an important factor for productivity and high components. Farm management is perhaps the most crucial part of all previous mentioned priorities. Every 2 months, our farm manager plans a meeting with a veterinarian, genetics specialist and feed specialist to exchange data, mostly gained by sensor technology. See it as a holistic business model. We believe that healthy and happy cows produce healthy milk that contributes to the health of the population. Blessed Dairies is your partner in the entire dairy value chain, from feed to factory gate.
So that was a short video. Yes, that was a short video about Blessed Dairies, the company I work with. And for me, my task at Blessed Dairies is to share knowledge. And we do that to the company Triple Dairy. And we try to give access to knowledge to dairy farms all around the world. And we really believe that digitalization helps to overcome challenges in the dairy training, like Mr. Kudang also mentioned. So we'll go for it. So knowledge is needed and essential for improvement, needed for continuous learning, the crucial link between aid and trade. What is blended learning? So the way we approach the trainings is blended learning. And we already tried it with this lecture also. We gave you a preparation online with an e-learning, and you can collect information and do something practical. So blended learning is a mix between offline and online training and practical assignments, coaching. So I really would like, if you have questions, raise your hand, ask it. I'm not a big teacher. I'm just someone who wants to learn from you and you from me, maybe. We can make it personalized. The theory is up to date and adjusted to the context of the country, and you can do it in your own learning environment. So as I already told, we use a pre-training, during training, and after training normally. So for the pre-training, we now give you the assignment to put milk in a bucket or a glass and let it stay and make pictures from it and do an e-learning with some information. And in a minute, we will do the during, and we have no after for this training, but normally we do also a comeback to check if the practical skills are applied on the own dairy farm also. So the benefits are a great outreach, efficiency, digital impact, sustainable, and on the job. And I can't see the other one because your heads are in front of it. And the local capacity. So for blended learning, you can apply it for the industry or processing, but also for the collecting crew. So for example, at a milk collection center, but also for the farmers themselves, and maybe also for students. We use the Dairy Delta Academy platform to do the learning from. The assignment we do today is a shortened version also from the Dairy Delta Academy. I think I can share this presentation with you. I think that's okay. Then you can also look at the Dairy Delta platform and look at the demo for yourself. So now I want to ask you, how was the preparation? Please write it in the chat. What did you see? What did you, maybe smell? How was it? Tell me. I'm very curious. Did someone forget to do it? Oh, it smelled stinky, sour, like cheese. really weird. Silky pudding, sour smell. Worms, awesome. I like worms. Nice to hear. I'm very curious for the pictures in a minute. So for now, the assignment is you have groups, I think, and you can split that group up in two, I think, because yeah, maximum of 4 or 5 students per group, and you can make a collage, poster, or mind map. Use photos, icons, and drawings, and as little text as possible. And show me what happens over time with fresh milk in terms of bacteria growth. And you can use the preparation for that, the information, and your pictures. 4 reasons why antibiotics are not allowed in milk, and how you must handle, store and transport milk after milking, so from the farm to the milk collection center, and define the different steps. And you can be as creative as you can be. So for example, you can do it in a PowerPoint, one PowerPoint slide, and you can put everything in, or you can draw in real life, choose someone who is the best drawer and let that person make the drawings. Be creative. And I think we have 40 minutes to do this. It's really short time, so be fast, and you can send what you made. It doesn't have to be a college poster or a mind map. You can also make Word slides in a document, but try to use as many pictures as you can, and send it to my email address or WhatsApp it to me. My number is here. Maybe it's nice to, can I click this? No, I don't think I can click this. Ooh, put it into the chat in a minute so you can reach to it. And then we will be back in 40 minutes. Oh, my computer is not working well. Oh, yes. In 40 minutes, and we will have a discussion. My colleague Taufik will lead a discussion, and he will give extra information because he is a veterinarian. So he has a little bit more information as me. And don't hesitate to ask me questions. I will be here in the Zoom meeting, but go with your group in 40 minutes. So that's for me. It will be at 10:50, but for you guys, it's another time, I think, when we come back. What time will it be with you? 1:50?
How many minutes?
40 minutes they
40
have.
40 minutes, okay. It means in Jakarta time, it will be 4 p.m.
Oh, it's already late with you
yeah.
guys.
We
and
can,
in the Philippines, I see 4:50.
Yeah. We
So
can
go-
accommodate them with breakout room.
Oh, that's also okay. Can you?
So you can also visit them during
Oh,
their
that's nice.
inspection.
I
Yeah.
will visit the rooms then.
Yeah. "40 minutes, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, I will set it up. In 40 minutes, the room will be closed automatically.
Okay. Awesome. I will put my information in the chat also.
Students, you can choose your breakout rooms based on your groups. Can you see it?
Yes, we can, Ms. Tonya.
Is there anyone have difficulties? Kania, what group? Kania group 4. Yeah. Okay, Pratama 9. What device do you use? You cannot see the breakout room. Handphone. Raffi, you already gone? Yeah. Farah? Farah? Which group are you? Farah, Muhammad Barak, Salwa, JN. Please go to your room. Hello, can you hear me? Farah, Salwa, Barak. Farah, Salwa, Barak.
Mrs. Tonya, I'm so sorry. I want to ask first. Can I?
Yeah.
I'm Putri from group 3. My group is still confused that actually we have submit the assignment to the EKITA, and now
Which one?
are we should the milk assignment?
Yeah.
And now should we make the new one or what? And we should we should send it to Mrs. Nicolin, or how?
Okay, maybe you can ask Nicolin first.
Yeah.
Pak Suhendi. Pak Suhendi.
Yes, Miss.
Yeah, there's a question. Do they need to make another assignment?
Make another assignment. You mean
I missed the last slide.
Yeah, Mr. Sandy. Do we have make another assignment for the milk assignment, because we made it and we submitted it to we submit it to the EPITA before, because the deadline is yesterday, I think. Yeah.
They have already made the assignment, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
What is the instruction?
If I'm not mistaken, just now, like the poster or mind map from the milk assignment, and we made it, plus the PPT one, the presentation PowerPoint also.
Okay, let me find.
Okay.
Okay, wait a minute.
Pak Suhendi, Nicolin in room 2 now. Maybe if you may to ask her.
Okay. Can you tell me what is the number of slide, the instruction?
Pardon me, Mr. What?
Yeah, is the instruction in slide? Can we find the instruction in slide?
No, I just actually it's shown in the EPITA's what is that? Petunjuk dari EPITA itu, Mister. And yeah.
You found the instruction in EPITA?
Yeah, instruction in the EPITA.
Okay, wait, yeah, let me check.
And maybe in the
breakout room breakout room will close in 50 seconds.
50 seconds, okay. Miss Nicolin is here. Yeah. Mistress Nicolin, can I ask you something?
Yes, you can.
Yeah. My group is still confused that actually do we have make another assignment, because we what is that? So what?
No, the assignment was that they had to make it now, but I think everyone is ready and did it already, so that's very nice, and we can just share it, starting with group 1 and then going to group 2.
We can start now.
Yes, yes.
We don't have to wait 40 minutes.
Yes.
But maybe Mrs. Nicolin, should we send our assignment again to you, because we had submitted in the EPITA
you can. I really would like to have it so I can share it with my colleagues to show how well you did. And maybe share it also some nice ones on our social media.
Yeah.
But I think the persons from group 1 can share their screen. Yeah. And then, or is that not possible because of the participation?
It is possible.
Not okay.
It is possible.
Great.
Okay,
Yeah.
we will make a list. We will make a list on who will go first.
Yes.
Okay, group 10.
Group 3, please. Oh yeah, it's okay. Group 3 then Miss.
Group 10 and then group 3.
Yeah,
okay.
Thank you so much.
Group 10, group 3, group 2, group 1, group 8, group 6. Okay, you can start group 10. Who will share the screen?
My friend Audi will help me share the screen, ma'am. Okay, Audi, please help.
Okay.
Okay. Before I start, let me ask my voice, is it clear enough or?
Yes,
okay.
very nice.
Okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hi, good afternoon, all of you. My name is Dini from Vocational School IPB majoring communication. Today, I am as a representative of my group. I would like to present the result of my group experiment regarding the practical lesson maintaining the freshness of milk from bacterial. Okay, who's inside the group? There is me, Dini, Naila, Adira, and Audi. Next. Okay, what happens over time with fresh milk in terms of bacteria? I will explain you. Milk is one of the products of nursing dairy livestock such as dairy cows, dairy goats, dairy buffaloes are known as valuable foodstuff with high nutrition. Milk is very suitable medium for bacterial growth so that it can be a potential means for the spread of pathogenic bacteria that are easily contaminated as long as the handling is not paid attention to cleanliness. Wait, I have some trouble here. Bacteria growth best at temperatures between 15 degrees to 45 degrees Celsius. Single bacteria cell can divide into 2 new ones in 15 minutes. That means there are 4 bacteria after 30 minutes, 8 after 45 minutes. Growth and microbial activity, especially bacteria, will cause change in texture, color, smell, and taste. Okay, for the smell, milk damage is characterized by smell. The smell of milk is followed from a pleasant smell to an unpleasant smell. 2, taste. Milk damage is characterized by a sour taste due to the activity of lactic acid forming bacteria. 3, texture. If milk is touched with fingers and then lifted, will look like a fibers. And the 4, color. The color is paler than the color of fresh milk it used to. Next slide. Okay. Reasons why antibiotics are not allowed in milk. You guys usually listen to every doctor say, like, don't mix your antibiotics with milk. It will be dangerous, right? Like, you often hear that. Like, so these are the reasons. First, the calcium in the milk binds the antibiotic and prevents good absorption. 2, calcium in milk binds with the antibiotic, and this change means it cannot get into the bloodstream to fight infection. 3, these are contagious. 4, the use of antibiotics in animals is potentially important risk factor for the selection and dissemination of resistant microorganisms and determines from animals to humans. Okay, that's all the 4 reasons why we should not combine antibiotics and milk. Okay. Next, how handle, store, and transport milk after milking to collection center. These are the steps. Maybe you guys can follow it at your house. Okay. First, milking conditions should be as hygienic as possible, and the system should avoid aeration. After milking, the milk should be cooled to 4 Celsius for 2 hours. 2, when productions large quantities of milk, a separate plate cooler is usually installed to cool the milk before it enters the tank. 3, when distributed dairy milk is stored in insulated tankers and must be kept cool, free from air, and treated as gently as possible. Okay. These are the picture, as you can see, these are the steps, the process. Okay, these are the documentation from my group from day 1 till day 5. As you can see, from day 1, the color is really fresh, and then it turns into pale, and look at the texture. Look at you can see the texture, the smell is getting weird. You can see from it. Okay, then next. Okay, that's all for my group presentation. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you guys have a nice day.
I would like to ask a question to you, and I would like to have another student not from your group also ask a question to your group. So I will ask a question and someone else will ask a question to you. And maybe we can help each other with answering it. So for me, I was questioning the cooling of the milk you told. Do you think in Indonesia the milk is cooled at the farm? Because I know I was in Indonesia and a lot of small farmers don't have the facilities to cool the milk. So how should we handle that then? To prevent the bacteria growth, because you already told with the temperatures, the bacteria will grow very fast.
Okay, so how to cool the milk in Indonesia? You're asking about it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I will collect all the questions first, then I'll answer it.
Yeah.
Okay. Next, maybe some of the other people want to ask. Just
a question or a comment or a compliment, because I really liked your slideshow. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, maybe other people from other group want to ask something.
Maybe, yeah, raise your hand if you want to.
Who? I guess no one is going to ask.
Please, someone ask a question, give a compliment.
I guess no one is going to ask.
Otherwise, some of the teachers or people from the summer course, you can also, oh yeah, there is a question. What type of milk did you use?
Okay, what type of milk do we use? Okay, thank you for the questions. I would like to answer number 2 first. Yes. What type of milk do we use? Okay, some of my friends use what do we call it in English? But we call it in Indonesia is UHT milk. UHT milk. UHT milk. I don't know. UHT. We call it UHT milk in Indonesia. We use UHT milk, fresh milk. The brand is Ultra Milk. Yeah. I hope that's answering your questions for what type of milk. And for number 1, how to cool milk in Indonesia. Let me discuss with my friends first, okay?
Maybe someone else from your group wants to answer.
Yeah, maybe some of my friends want to answer.
Maybe someone knows a farmer and knows how he brings the milk to the collection center. Does he cool it, yes or no?
Hey.
How about Lee and Sue? Because she lived in a four climate region.
Okay.
Maybe she have more colder temperature there.
Okay, this is what my friends answer. I'm gonna read it. Okay, they say for making the milk cold is to put it in the refrigerator, because we still in a conventional ways in Indonesia we use refrigerator. And you use a refrigerator for 6 hours, and then after that if it's already fresh they sell it like that. That's all we can answer, because none of us actually has a background about this.
Okay. Maybe my colleague Taufik can give some more information about it, because he is active in Lembang and Pangalengan in the dairy sector. So maybe Taufik, you can tell short how it works.
Sure.
So, okay, it's my answer. My voice clear?
Yes, you are.
Your voice is clear.
Okay, so for the cooling, I think first of all, in Indonesia we didn't use cool milk for milk collection. Instead, we still keep the fresh milk or warm milk, that really fresh from the milking session of the farmer, go to the making milk collection point, because the reason why is due to some cheating from the farmers. If they collect the cool milk, usually, they do something with the milk. So to prevent the cheating process, they just collect the fresh milk.
Oh, okay.
So quite warm. So it's good. I know it's better to cool down first the fresh milk before we collect it. But in Indonesia, due to that condition in our area, that it's not practical to cooling down the milk first before they collect it.
Yes.
Maybe in the future, we don't know.
I
But
hope
still,
so.
until now, that practice, it's still the same. Okay, is it answering?
It's answering. Thank you so much, Mr.
Okay.
So is there a question? What is the inference about spoiling of your milk relative to its handling? Maybe we can go to the next group, and I think those questions we can also use for the next presentation.
Yes. That's all. Thank you guys for listening. I'm
Very
sorry if
much. Thank you.
I have mistaken the information or some pronunciation that I say it wrong. And okay, good luck for the next group.
Thank you.
Good job, Rizky.
Thank you.
Next group, group 3.
Excuse me, Miss. For group 10, especially have two groups, have two team. I mean.
Oh, really?
Because we have two small team in one group.
Oh iya, I forgot. Okay, then the next one is still from group 10. Okay.
Can you hear me? No?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, Assalamualaikum and hi to all the participants and good morning to Miss Nicolene and good afternoon to Miss Sonia. Thank you because give us the opportunity to present today. So before I start, let me introduce myself. My name is Shida. I am from Puerto Rico, Malaysia, and my teammates are next slide.
Can I know your, okay.
Okay, my teammate is me, myself, Shida, and then Fuchi, and the last one is Erika. I'm sorry if my connection unstable.
There's no trouble until now. You can go on.
The type of meat that we use, I use Dutch Lady Fruit Farm. And then for Putri, she used Frisian Flag Fruit Farm. And for the last one, Erika used the Eco Yap Fresh Meat. All of our meat are using from box meat. All right, for the condition, first day condition, our fresh meat are from the different brands, and 2 brands from Malaysia and 1 brand from Indonesia. Our meat is placed in a sunny area and observed daily to know what is going to be on the next day until the 4th day. And for your information, our team made the observation until the 4th day because on the 4th day, our meat has been spilled out. So for the second day, our meat colors change, which you can see on mine. The on top of meat, there's yellow color like that. And then there have a thin layer of lump forming on the surface. You can see example like a Pucci picture. And thirdly, the crumb layer become thicker and slightly sour smell. If you can see, mine is just looking seems like a day 2, but they still become clump, and then the Pucci looks so obvious for the clump layer. And for the last day, which is day 4, our meat lumps of meat are cut floating on the surface and become so sour and full odor. That's our picture for the last day. And then what is happening? The meat is exposed to sunlight and air. Bacteria grows rapidly at higher temperature. So why antibiotics are not allowed in meat? Antibiotics kill all the bacteria, even the good bacteria. Antibiotic will also interfere with the preparation of dairy products. Some people are allergic to antibiotic. And the last one is consuming meat that contains antibiotic will risk of developing antibiotic resistance. For the last slide is how we transfer the meat to the meat collection center. So for the first one is handle. The meat should be chilled to 4 Celsius immediately after meeting and kept at this temperature all the way to dairy. How to store? The meat must be kept cool, dry, and handled with care. For example, it should be fully filled to avoid the meat solution around the tank. For the last one is transport. Transport the meat by truck, rail, boat, bicycle, animal, or food. Advantage of transmitting meat in some container is the poor quality meat is not mixed with good. Meat transport from the farm to the collection center, processing center, or factory should always be as quick as possible to prevent spoil of the meat. That's all from my group. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you. Thank you very much. Does anyone want to ask a question, or can you answer the question what is asked from AJ?
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I think it's better to just answer the question from the chat.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. I think for my answer, the meat have to keep low temperature. Is it right? Or my teammate want to give the answer?
No. If you don't know, we can move forward, because I think, Ms. Tonya, how much time do we have? Can we let everyone tell something, or is it not possible?
Well, we have until, on paper, we still have until 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Oh.
In paper.
In paper,
okay.
Yes.
But I hope everyone can still focus.
Yes, I hope so too.
Or maybe we can limit the question.
Yes.
Only 2.
Yes, I think that's very good to have.
But the main idea is for you all guys to just interact with each other.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and give responses
to the presentation.
Yes. To each other. Yeah, share
Let's
your
talk. It's not a
experience.
presentation from us and from the others. We want to talk with each other.
Okay. Other question, is there? Not yet.
No.
Maybe Mr. Taufik can give comments on the last question. Is it the right response?
Which one?
Um,
Oh, is there any difference in spoilage between UHT milk and fresh milk?
yes, I think so.
Okay, first, it really depends. Let's say the fresh milk that we have, it's depend on the condition, because UHT milk, it should be no bacteria on it. It should be almost sterile, let's say. But if there is any bacteria leakage in the process, so in packaging process usually, that it will spoil the UHT milk, the same like the fresh milk. On the other hand, the fresh milk, there's a lot of factors that can make the milk spoil faster than the UHT milk. Because the fresh milk, if they are not cooled, that will be faster. And then if it's open, it's not contained, like in your glass, the bacteria from air can also spoil your milk even faster, because as you know, in the air itself, there is tons of bacteria available. And then it also depends on the room temperature that you have. If you live in a colder area, that the time of the spoilage is slower than in the more warmer and more humid area.
Okay.
I think, that's maybe it's answering or not. Please comment in the chat.
Maybe I have a comment because, as you know, all of the producer of UHT milk claim that they didn't use any preservatives on their products. But maybe I doubt it because, well, how come? How come the milk can be not spoiled even after months? Maybe because it's really closed, not exposed to air. Is it?
Yes.
Can you please?
And the milk, the UHT milk, it's it's not really cooked. It's for just short period of time, very much heated, and then they kill the bacteria with this heating, so they can claim there is no bacteria in it. You have something to add, Taufik?
Yeah, the difference between pasteurization and UHT milk is the time and also the temperature that they use. So the pasteurized milk, it's a longer time with lower temperature, while in the UHT, as its name, ultra high temperature, it's very high temperature in a shorter time. I think it's less than a minute. And then, as far as I know, it's both, let's say, semi-sterile. The product, it really depends on the process itself. If it's according to the procedure, it will be sterile. But one of the risk factor is during the packaging, after it going to the cooking process. So that's where usually the bacteria can go inside the product.
So it is possible not using preservatives.
Yeah, it's possible. It's like the beer brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the sterile process and also sterile room, they can make it without preservative. That it's not spoiled. And the container, it's one of the factor that makes the product it's more spoilage. Yeah, what do you call that one? It's easy to be spoiled or not. With the carton that we have, like in the Dutch Pure Farm, Dutch Lady Pure Farm that the presenter shown, it's it's relatively easier to the bacteria can go because the process of the packaging itself, they need several steps before they close the packaging compared to the can. The can is much shorter for the closing the container. So yeah. I think
for
it's
the
no
carton
pressure.
one. Yeah, for the carton one, they claim because they use Tetra Pak technology, so it is more safer, I think. Okay, thank you. We can go on with
yes.
The next one. Group
Presenter.
3. Group 3, which one first? There's 2 groups.
We decided to go first as now. So Aisha, can you share your screen for us? Thank you.
Yes, I will share.
So good afternoon, everyone. This is just a quick run through with our experience because it is most likely the same output as per the group 10. So the next slide, please.
Can you mention the name?
We were gonna mention the names of the group mates during the presentation.
On the later slide. Okay.
The agenda, introduction, progress pictures of the milk experiment, explanation, and of course, this summary and conclusion. So I am the only thorn among the roses of Indonesia. So Miss Aisha, Aninda, Putri, and of course, I am JZ. Next slide, please. So for the day 0, the day we pour the milk into our glasses, it look fresh, of course, as it is still in carton. Because in our group, we all use the milk from our cartons because we are not really capable of having a fresh milk from the farms. So for the day 1, next slide. So for the day 1, there is no visible difference from day 0. The milk is still look fresh, but despite of that, there's a visible line in our glasses and it's starting to smell sour. So if I were to drink that milk, I would not be really excited because who would want to drink a stale milk? So next. So for the day 2, the smell is keep on developing and it's more sour than the other days. Next slide. For the day 3, the curd is started to make a clump. So it is like cheese making, but it's more on the negative side. And then the smell, as I have mentioned before, it's now pungent as compared to the other days. Day 4. For the day 4, there's a obvious disintegration of the milk itself. If we are familiar with cheese making, it is like the separation of the curd from the liquid. For in the cheese making, I believe it is called whey. So it's like putting the development of the lactic acid within the milk is contributing with the disintegration of the milk itself. Next slide. So before we conclude everything happened in our experiment, there are 4 obvious reasons why antibiotics are not allowed in milk. First, it can cause bacterial resistance. It could also give allergic reactions or intolerances in the individuals who have allergies. The third one is it would reduce the quality of processed products. And the fourth one is for economic reason, it will be not beneficial for the farmers and cooperatives. Next one. For the handling, first, if we buy fresh milk, go to the nearest market possible. And the second one is to transfer the milk into glass containers and of course cover it tightly. For the third one, it is a common notion to place the milk in a refrigerated space to avoid spoilage, and lastly, to consume it immediately before its spoilage date. Next one. So for the conclusion, it can be noted that in our assignment, 24 hours after exposing to room temperature, there is already developed unnecessary characteristics, sour smells like curding, and while on the third day it's considered spoiled with the total milk disintegration on the fourth day. With this, a pungent sour odor is observed as curds are separating from the whey-like liquid substance. That would be all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So I already have a small question. You say you transfer the bought milk into a glass bottle. Do you also do that if you buy a carton from the store or the market? Do you do that at home or not?
If I were to answer the question, we always transfer the milk from the cartons to clean glass containers because from previous experience, it would lengthen the shelf life of the milk rather than staying the milk in the carton itself after consuming a little.
Okay, for me that's a little bit of a risk because you don't know, you expose the milk to the air with bacteria and maybe there is in the glass bacteria. So for me that's a little bit of a risk. Somebody from the street, yeah?
But we at home we always disinfect the glass before doing that. We would do heat treatment for the glass before transferring the milk. Yeah.
Yeah. In Netherlands we don't do that.
Yeah.
So maybe someone of the students or Taufik still.
Yeah, I think the presentation was good because I think it's good also that he mentioned about curd-like.
Yes.
Like a cheese, because I think it's, yeah, for me, it's really looks like that. Then I think one of the question from me, because you mentioned about refrigerated the milk, and I don't know if it's a silly question or not, but where is the best place in the refrigerator to store the milk? Is it at the door or is it inside the refrigerator?
I don't know if the same here in the Philippines, but we place it on the door, the back of the door. So it is not I believe the refrigeration in that place of the refrigerator is more controlled rather than placing on the rack itself.
Okay. Maybe any other comments on it from your group?
There's Azra. How is it possible for milk to spoil when it's kept in the fridge? Because one time I accidentally took a sip of spoiled milk, but the thing is, the milk did not have bad smell, but it was bitter. And the milk was in the fridge for only 2 days. Maybe it will make a difference if the milk stored in the back of the door or is it stored inside the fridge? Will it make any difference? What do you think?
I believe there's still a development of lactic acid within the milk, even though it is treated or processed. So even though it is refrigerated, if it's as mentioned before, if there's a bacterial formation already, it would not, the refrigeration would not lengthen the shelf life of the milk.
Yes, and even for fresh milk, we have only milk from our cows at the farm. It's cooled, and we have it in a bucket in the refrigerator. But still, sometimes, even though it's not because of bacteria, but the fat comes on top and the other liquids are below. So sometimes you also can get that effect, not really from bacteria and spoilage, but still it deforms and split up into compartments.
Okay, I think the time is up, so
yes, next one then.
And we can go on with the other group 3B. Thank you, Jose. Jose, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Jay-Z, I think.
Jay-Z.
Right?
Oh, Jay-Z.
Thank you.
Next one.
Yes, I will share my screen.
Yes, please. It will be 3 of you.
Yeah, there are 3 of us.
Alison,
Ali,
Ray Fido,
me, and Melanio.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm not making a presentation file, but I'm making some poster. Maybe I could say
Nice.
something like that.
It's okay.
There are 4 pages, but the main page is the first one. This is the milk spoilage. First, let me introduce my group mates. There are me, Ray Fido from IPB, and Melanio from Central Mindanao University, and Alison from MMSU, Mariano Marcos State University. And this is the milk spoilage from our group, one of our group mates. The first day, this is he is using a fresh milk, not the processed one. And in his second day, the milk will start spoilage, and we can see they're splitting into some two what can I say?
Layers.
2 layers.
Yeah.
2 layers. This one, the top one is looking like a cheese, but it smells really bad. And the day 3, it's almost the same as day 2, but it's just getting worse and not looking more like a liquid, but more like a solid object itself. And the reason why there is no antibiotics in milk is, the first one is obviously it may lead to allergic reaction to humans. And the second one is reduce the shelf life of the final products. Third one is it faults the processing of the milk itself. And with the antibiotics, if there's only a bit of antibiotics in milk, it can impact on the bacteria inside the milk itself and creating resistant strains of bacteria. So the bacteria will it will be harder for bacteria to be killed. And how to handle and store the milk? The first step is to clean it, wipe off the odor of the milk with hot and wet towel, and then we contain it with a stainless steel metal bucket, since it's very difficult to properly clean the milk. and it turns to hold off the smells of the milk and the taste of it. After that, we need to strain the milk as soon as possible to make it easier to drink. After that, we need to cool the milk. Cool the milk as soon as possible in about 3 to 4 hours for at least 4 degrees Celsius, if I'm not mistaken. After that, store the milk in glass container. Don't use the plastic one. After that, you need to clean it or sanitize it. Run it with cold water over the bucket and filter to wash up the milk solid, which can cause buildup if allowed to dry. And after the handling and store process, we need to transport it. The first step to transport the milk is to test it. The milk will be tested at milk collection point. After that, we need to store the milk at the milk collection center, and then the milk will goes to processing plant. And the second page is our group milk spoilage experiment and observation. This is the first one from Mel and you. The date of collection is 23rd of July, and the spoilage is actually 25th of July. He is using fresh milk, not the processed one. I already described a bit about the observation that he does in the first place. And after that, we are going to Ali's milk. She is using processed milk, UHT milk. And the first day, the milk is still in fresh condition, no bacteria, fresh from the carton itself. And starting in the day 2, there are not much difference between day 1 and day 2. But after the day 2, in the 3rd day, the milk starting to spoiling and create some odor on it, and it started to look like a cheese. And the last one is my milk. For my milk, I place it not in the room temperature, but rather I put it outside, so it's hotter than the other's milk. And I'm using UHT milk, the processed milk one. At the day 1, the milk is fresh and it's not spoiled at all. But in the 2nd day, it quickly got worse, maybe because of the temperature, which is hotter than the other. And in the day 3, it keeps getting worse, and it looks more like a cheese with a bad smell. It smells like a rotten cheese. I think that's it from our group. Thank you.
So does anyone has a question? Otherwise, I have one question or comment because we do something a little bit differently, I think. Shall I go, and then if someone has a question, they can put it into the chat. You mentioned a clean, hot, wet towel. And for me, that says bacteria, because hot and wet and use with different cows, we don't do that in the Netherlands. So for me, it's a question, is there another solution to use? Yeah, you have to clean the udder to prevent the bacteria from the udder going into the milk and back into the udder to prevent illness. But is there another thing you can do besides using a hot, wet towel?
For cleaning the udder of the milk,
yes.
correct? I will try to answer it, but I will try asking my group mates first.
Yes, it's totally fine.
Because we are dividing the task with
Yes.
each other.
Any other comments?
I see a very nice compliment from someone. The infographic is amazing, somebody says.
Do you have opinion about what they are doing? Maybe they got it wrong or something else?
Question for me? Or
yeah, or question for Nicole?
To the other students, I think.
Okay, if there is not, maybe we can go on. Or
yes.
maybe from Ray, do you have questions?
For me?
Or your fellow teammate? Alison? Melanio?
Melanio said he has a bad internet connection, so I think I'm the only one in here.
Oh, you're the only one. Okay, then
But I'm
we can
trying to reach
continue.
them. Thank you.
But you do it not by yourself.
No. I think
Yeah.
this part is done by Ali, the transport one. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ray. You did a good job. Also, Jose, and
Thank you,
also
Miss
Rizky,
Tanya.
and
Thank
also
Thank you, Miss
the other
Nicole.
one.
And thank you, Ridwan, for the compliment.
Yes, we can continue. After third group, we have second group.
Yes, second group, Miss Tonya. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so hello everyone. Hello, Miss Nicolene. Hello, Miss Tonya. Thank you for the opportunity. And let me introduce myself first. My name is Queen from the second group, from Group 2, Volume B. And this group consists of me, Denisa Fitria, and JN. And Denisa will help me to show you guys the screen. And Jay is also here, but unfortunately, I think she got a internet problem. So we are sorry for that. All right. First, let me tell you guys about what happened to our milk for the past 4 days. All right. The day one. Yes. We use the kind of UHT milk too because it's hard for us to find some kind of a really fresh milk. And then these are the pictures. On the day one, everything is good. The milk is still fresh, and yeah, that's all. And then for the second day, what do we got here? All right. On the second day, the milk starts to smell bad, and it also has some what do I call it, a thick bubbles on the top. And also my milk, especially, it has a transparent layer on its top, but the color is still normal. It's still white, and but it does smell very, very bad. All right. And the third day, or the milk, I think it's Jay's milk, has more bubbles, more layers of bubbles on the top. And for my milk, the transparent layer started to turn yellowish. No, it's not that transparent anymore. And then also the milk starts to look like a pudding because it's jiggly. If I shake the glass, the milk is also shaking. Right. And then on the last day, the fourth day, the milk is, I think it looks really disgusting and really bad. So I think they are spoiled already. Maybe from the second day they are already spoiled. And in the fourth day, Denisa's milk even has some small animals. We don't know what is it, but she said it looks very disgusting and so small, but it moves around the milk. And then Jay's milk still has still get more bubbles on its top. And then my milk, I don't know what happened to my milk, but my milk doesn't have any bubbles. My milk doesn't have any animals. It just has some layers. Now on the fourth day, it has like maybe you can see it's like 4 layers, and then there's the transparent layer. It's not really transparent, it's getting darker. And for your information, we put all of our milk in the room temperature. And for example, my milk, I put it in the kitchen, and the smell of this milk is enough to make all the kitchen smells really bad. But I think it's an interesting experiment.
I'm so sorry for this assignment.
Okay, it's very interesting. All right, and then the next slide, I guess about the questions about the. All right, what happens over time with fresh milk in terms of bacteria growth? So the milk directly from the udder of a healthy cow contains very few bacteria, and the poor hygiene introduces additional bacteria that cause the milk to get spoiled within a very short time. Other inflammation also ensures that bacteria end up in the milk, and bacteria grow best at body temperatures. I think I agree with that, because based on what we did, based on what our experience, it does really happen, because the bacteria has successfully spoiled our milk. All right, and then the next slide, please. All right, experiments have shown that milk exposed to contamination and not covered properly will spoil faster. When opened, new bacteria from the air and other substances can affect milk to spoil. And then, well, I think maybe I know the reason why my milk has no bubbles, because on the first until second day, I put a cover on. I cover the milk. I you know what I mean. And then I think it's not a really good time to make a really good way to make the milk spoiled. So, and then I took it and then let it open, and yes, it is spoiled finally. All right, and next slide, please. And this slide will be explained by my friend Denisa, but we are sorry because she couldn't open her camera. All right, Denisa, please.
Okay, thank you, Queen. Why antibiotics are not allowed in milk? Kill all bacteria. Antibiotics kill all bacteria, including the good bacteria like lactic acid at the ferment, milk, cheese, and yogurt. The emergence of antibiotics. Antibiotics resistance can contribute to the emergence of antibiotics-resistant bacteria. Preparation of dairy products. Antibiotics can interfere with the preparation of dairy products. Okay, for the next steps, after milking to the milk collection center. First, milk collection point, milk will be placed for acceptability. Cooling. First, milk should preferably be cooled immediately after milking to preserve quality and prevent spoilage. In this step, it has not very long term because fresh milk have to cooling. And from the next milk collection center, there is a stored either for future processing or until transport takes place to the processing plant. The tankers that are used have special stainless steel bodies which are heavily
installed to keep the milk cold during the transportation. Quickly processing or transportation to the processing plant is a must. Okay, Queen, can you explain this slide?
All right, thank you, Anna, for what is the good way to store milk. Well, storing milk in a clean environment will slow down the spoiling process, and we can store milk in sealed containers to avoid the contaminations. And yes, I agree with these statements because based on my experience, I am a milk lover. I drink milk almost every day, and once we open the seal of the milk, it can only last milk maybe for 2 or 3 days because it's not fully sealed anymore, and the bacteria and the air can contaminate the milk. So, and then also we have to put it in the refrigerator, and of course in the clean place to slow down the spoiling process. All right, the next one. I'm sorry, before I continue this explanation, may I ask my friend Jay, are you here? You can hear me? Okay, maybe she's not here, and then I will continue. And the last but not least is the equipment and the basic sampling equipment for tasted for quality. We can use the plunger, beeper, the sample containers, and also the sterilizer. All right. Next. Oh, that's all. Okay, I think that's all from Group 2, Volume B. We are really sorry if we delivered something wrong. We do try to reach more information about milk because we don't really come from that background, dairy background. We are sorry. Thank you so much for your attention. That's all from us.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay. Is there any comments? Well, you make a difference, yeah, Queen. You cover your milk so it doesn't, it's slowly being bad. Yeah.
You can draw the conclusion that also from the air, the bacteria goes into the milk. It was not only the bacteria from the milk because it was a milk from the carton. There should be not that many bacteria in, but in the air there are bacteria and they didn't immediately went into your milk, but in the others it did.
Yes, back then, when people didn't realize that bacteria even exist, they even didn't wash their hands when doctor operates their patients. So the mortality rate is high, and also they even think that we grow worms in our body. So when we die, the worms just eat it up. They didn't realize there's bacteria in the air. So, well, you make an experiment that clarify that also.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Queen.
You're welcome.
We can go on with the other. Okay. Other second group. You can share your screen.
Hello everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, Tom.
Okay. Irana, maybe you can start.
Okay. Hello everyone. Hello Miss Nicolene. Nice to meet you. We are from small group number 2. I'm sorry I can't open my camera because my camera is error. Before start the presentation, I want to introduce myself. My name is Irana Fernadian from SV-IPB, and there are
I am Rustam Jalambanisha from Tarlac Agricultural University from Philippines.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Kevin Reyagong from the Philippines also.
And there's Alfrista too, but she can join us today because her grandma is passed away yesterday. So sorry about that. Okay, and here the mind map that our group made. So first question is, what happens over time with fresh milk in terms of bacteria growth? So one single bacteria can divide into two new ones in 15 minutes. That means there are 4 bacteria after 30 minutes and a lot more in minutes ahead. And bacteria grow best at temperatures between 15 degrees Celsius to 45 degrees Celsius. Then, if this happened to fresh milk, the milk will be spoiled by many bacteria. It curled, and on the top of it, there is a yellowish liquid, and also it smells sour. Okay, the next question will be answered by Kevin.
So good afternoon again, everyone. I am Kevin from the Philippines, and I am tasked to answer the question number 2, which is to give 4 reasons why antibiotics are not allowed in milk. So first, because antibiotic can kill all bacteria, including the good bacteria as lactic acid. The second is it may give or have harmful effects on humans. The third is it may lead to allergic reactions and create resistant strains of bacteria. And lastly, antibiotic can reduce the shelf life of the final product. The third question will be answered by Rostom.
So hello everyone again. So I'm Rustam from the Philippines. So the question that I am going to answer is to how to handle, store, and transport milk after milking to the collection center. So first, when milking, good hygiene is very essential. So we need to make sure that the milking machine, milking or the milk storage equipment must be clean. Then after milking, the collected milk must be placed in a clean container and must be immediately cooled, because as we all know, when the fresh milk is at the room temperature, the bacteria can grow easier, and it can grow and it multiplies faster. So the milk must be stored in a sanitized storage tank and must have a temperature from 1 degree Celsius to 4 degrees Celsius. And to transport it, it must be transported using an insulated sealed tank. So we have prepared a video regarding the here, this one. So milk quality, summer course practical lesson. So group member Irana Vernadian, Kevin Ray, Alfrista, and me, Rustom. So this is what will happen over time when fresh milk is stored. So according to Irana, the fresh milk has been spoiled on the second day and it curdled, and on the top of it, yellowish liquid have existed, and it also smells sour. So as you can see here on the day 1, the fresh milk is good. On the day 2, it has a little or a small
flakes,
worm there, worm. Then on the day 3, it there is a yellowish liquid on the top of it. So the fresh milk had changes in terms of smell and appearance. The fresh milk smells sour and curdled, then a yellowish liquid have existed on the top of it. So this is for Kevin. So he said that storing the fresh milk on July 24, 2021 in the afternoon. The fresh milk has changed. It began to develop a slimy, chunky texture and beamy yellow color. The texture and color of milk that has both changed as well. So this is for Alfrista. So she said that the fresh milk has become yellowish, bubble spectrals on the top of it, and it has also a bad smell because she put her milk on its bed. So that's it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Very nice. Miss Tonya, how much time do we have?
We have around 33 minutes for...
Okay, but I think everyone is getting a little bit tired. So can I propose something else to do?
Yes,
I would
of course.
like to ask everyone to say what they learned about this assignment in the chat. You can, and then also what you will change in your daily life learning from this assignment. So will you keep the milk fresh in the refrigerator all the time? You won't take milk anymore to, for example, to IPB to drink during the day? Or what will you change in your daily life? Or maybe you will wash your hands a little bit more. And then for the other presentations, the people who send it to me, I will react personally to your presentation still, if that's okay with everyone.
Everyone?
Is that a good idea?
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So please tell me, what did you learn from this assignment and what will you change in your daily life?
Anyone? Kavina, I learned that the atmosphere affects the quality of milk. Maybe not the atmosphere, but temperature. Yeah.
Yeah, the environment around the glass milk.
After this, I will drink them fresh and not keep them out for too long. Okay. With 2 glasses of the same milk, which is one of the glass I put into the water for avoid from ants, and the another one is outside. Both of this milk gives a different result. Milk that outside with high temperature can faster affect with bacterial growth compared with milk with glass in the water. Okay.
I think so too, that it
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Yes, thank you, Gonza. Caffeine, proper handling is necessary to ensure the quality and safe consumption of milk. Yes, of course.
True.
Thank you. What else? What do you learn before and after? Before you don't know, and after you're doing this, you know. Also, this is a new experience I never tried before. Okay. Proper handling, store milk in proper environment, knowledge on milk, bacterial and chemical homeostasis. Yeah, thank you, Sagut. Bacteria can grow rapidly under high moisture condition. Okay. Who is lactose intolerant?
Intolerant, yes, that's a very interesting question.
Me, Joshua.
Okay.
Can you please tell us if you don't drink milk, so what is the substitute? Soya milk. Okay. And do you like it?
Lactose-free milk, I see.
Oh, there is?
I don't drink soya milk, but I always try to buy lactose-free milk.
Oh,
Okay.
is it a fresh milk, lactose-free?
You can only buy the processed ones.
Okay, but it is a liquid one, not the powder one.
Yes, ma'am. It is the liquid.
Okay, okay.
Does someone learn anything else that they must handle milk in a precise way? I think I learned from something that because most of you used already processed milk, so there should be no bacteria in it. So that is a sign, a conclusion for me I draw, that in the air there are a lot of bacteria. So I think with every food and with everything, you should wash your hands very quickly and put everything in the fridge and really take care of your health. I don't think it's only on milk what we learned today.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you everyone for giving your comments and responses.
Are there some questions still? Some comments, and otherwise I think we can round off because it's a long time from the webinar till now already.
Yeah, and I
It's a
also
long
have
day for you
another
guys.
meeting.
Yes.
Okay, will you round it up?
Yes, thank you everyone that I could be here and that my colleague Mr. Taufik could be here. And I would really love to be in touch still. And I think group 1, I will speak to you again this week still. And I wish you a very nice summer course and I hope you learn a lot still.
Yeah, thank you so very much also for your time and also your participation. We really appreciate. I lost my tongue. We really appreciate your time being here, and it's very nice to see you again.
Yes,
it's been 2 years.
Yes,
yeah? And I really hope that you and your family always in a good health and good condition also.
Yeah, for you also all the best wishes.
Okay, and send my regards for your colleagues and Blessed Dairy.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye,
much.
everyone.
Everyone, thank you for the time and effort and your presentation. I'm sorry because we cannot, we don't have enough time for you to present all of the presentation, but I'm sure you give your best. Yeah, I will check on it on the FEF tab and I will give the remarks. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nicole. Thank you, Ms. Tonya.
Miss Nicole, nice to meet you. Thank you so much, Miss Tonya.
Nice to know you. Mr. Taufik.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Taufik.
Thank you, Mr. Taufik. Thank you, Miss Nicole.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Have a nice evening. Goodbye,
nice
Nicole.
For me, it's still afternoon. It's still morning.
Oh, yeah. It's still afternoon. Okay. And I hope I can go there and taste
Yeah,
your
you're
milk.
very welcome.
Taste your milk at the farm.
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.